Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Cruise Line and Ama's presentation. My name is Amanda. I'm the manager here at the Cruise Line of the sales team. My colleague Paul is joining me today. We hope that you will enjoy the presentation. 45 minutes, maybe approximately, it'll last. And I'm very pleased to welcome John and Abel from AmaWaterways. John will be hosting this morning. I'll pass you over now. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Amanda, and thank you everybody for attending this morning's virtual River Cruise Coffee Morning. I hope you enjoyed this morning. We're going to cover a little bit of information about AmaWaterways. We'll cover our ships. We'll let you know where we sail, and we've got some wonderful images to show you of the destinations around Europe on the rivers as we pass through. We're going to talk a bit more detail about the Rhine and the Danube. And we're also going to cover 2021 and some of our new itineraries, including our brand new ship, the Amadahlia, which will be sailing on the Nile River in Egypt in September 2021 onwards. So we'll cover that as well a bit later on. We've got a Q&A at the end. If you want to ask a question, there should be a chat box. So just ask your question away or put your hand up and we'll cover the questions at the end. We'll ask Abel the questions to answer on your behalf. And one other little note, this is a virtual event, so generally speaking they work fine, but once or twice there may be some Wi-Fi connection issues. So standing by just in case, we have Rachel Simon, my colleague, over in Worcestershire right now. So if there is any problem, then she'll be able to take over the presentation for us. So without further ado, just like to welcome, great pleasure to welcome actually, Abel Ramos. He is one of our distinguished cruise managers on board our ships. Abel is currently in Malaga, I believe, so a bit of sunnier climes than we're experiencing maybe in the UK at the moment. So as I mentioned earlier, Abel will be running through the European rivers with you, and in particular the Rhine and the Danube, which basically, if you've not done a river cruise before, they are really two of the best rivers to start off with because they really do offer something for everybody. And I hope as we go through the presentation that will become very apparent. So first and foremost, sit back and relax. Let me take you on a journey through the European rivers. And first and foremost, a bit of information about AmaWaterways and who we actually are. So as an operator, we've been around since 2002. We are family owned, and our owner is a gentleman called Rudy Shriner. You can see him here in the picture. He's the gentleman with the glasses on the far left. He is what we call actually the godfather of river cruising. He was the first gentleman to establish river cruising in Europe. And then he brought your river cruising over to the States. And in 2002, he decided it was about time he ran his own operator. And him and his wife, Christine, who you also see in the picture, together with Gary Murphy, started AmaWaterways back in 2002. We now have a collection of 25 ships from those early days. So we're now a very, very large operator on the rivers. But we are a luxury river operator. We are 5-star. We have the largest collection of luxury ships out on the European rivers. 23 actually of the 25 are in Europe. So if you fancy a cruise on the Danube or the Rhine, we generally have a departure every 2-3 days in the height of the summer. Clearly not this year, but next year on onwards, every 2-3 days you'll find there's a departure with AmaWaterways. We also have a ship on the Mekong River and also on the Chobe River. The Mekong in Vietnam, Cambodia, the Chobe down in Africa. So if you fancy a safari cruise, there is an option there for you to go on one of those vessels as well. And as I say, we're always expanding the fleet. Next year, we've got the Amadahlia for Egypt. We've also got another 2 European ships coming into the fleet next year. One called the Amadahlia and one called the Sienna. So they will be joining the fleet in 2021. Now, one thing that is very, very similar as far as the ships are concerned is our high passenger to space ratio. Very important these days to have plenty of space on board the ships. And the largest ship we currently have at AmaWaterways is a double width ship called the AmaMaxo, which we will show you later on. She takes 196 guests, but as I said, it's double the size practically to the other ships in the fleet. The other ships take anything between 102 guests in Europe right through to about 160. So very, very small vessels as far as passenger numbers. But one great thing about river cruises is the amount of space you get on board the ship. You know, they are around about 100 meters long. So there's loads of room out on the pool deck. I've got some great shots later on of the interior areas of the ship. But I hope you appreciate all the space that you actually get on board our vessels. We have also got the highest rated fleet in Europe. You may have heard of Berlitz. They offer guidebooks around the European cities. They also do an ocean cruise guidebook rating all the ocean ships. And they also do a river cruise guidebook rating the river ships. Now, there are currently 320 river ships out there in Europe. And we have the top 3 rated ships in the Berlitz guide. So AmaChristina is the picture you see here. She is the number 1 rated ship. We have AmaViola number 2, and we have AmaStella number 3. Also, we have 6 of the top 10 ships. There's one other operator in the top 10, that's Crystal Cruises. I will shout out to them as well. But 6 of the top 10 is actually an AmaWaterways vessel. So very, very proud of that accolade. And they rate you basically on 5 things. They rate you on the service on board. They rate you on the accommodation you offer. They rate you on the food and the dining. They rate you on the shore excursion program that you offer the guests. And they rate you also on the hardware, the ships themselves. And all those 5 categories, we outscore our competitors, which is an amazing accolade, obviously, to have. And it really all starts with the crew on board. Abel, as mentioned, he's one of our cruise managers on board. We've got a picture here of Dijan, who's also a cruise manager in the blue jacket. But what I love about AmaWaterways is the welcome you get on board the ship. As soon as you get on board, you feel at home. And that is kind of the atmosphere we want to create. We are a luxury line, but you get a very home from home feel on board one of our ships. So right through from the welcome you get, the welcome cocktail party on day 1, all the way through to the disembarkation, you are made to feel truly at home on board our ships. The ships themselves, the decor, it's very spacious, I mentioned earlier, very bright, very airy. There's plenty of room. We do feel that everybody would really be comfortable on board our ships, going back to the home from home feel. So as I go through some pictures, I hope you get that feeling too. They are very contemporary in their style, but also very homely. So we want you to relax. You're on holiday, so there's no kind of dress codes in the evening per se. We don't have any formal nights. It's very kind of casual, elegant, if you like, in the evenings on board our ships. The lounge is really the hub of the ship. And the picture coming up in a second is the lounge on board the AmaChristina. Now, all our ships have got very similar lounges to this. They have an observation lounge section at the front. They've got plenty of sitting areas all the way around the lounge. We can actually get every single guest that's on board in the lounge at one time. So they are very, very spacious. We have a dance floor because we will be offering entertainment in the evening out in the lounge, should you wish to partake in that. We've got the piano, we've got the bar as well. And it really is the focal hub of the ship. This is where we serve the afternoon teas around 4 o'clock with a pianist, and we do the sandwiches and the cakes and the pastries. It's a wonderful, wonderful occasion. So the afternoon teas on board the ships. Then we've got the bar area as well. This is the one on the Ama Sonata. Now, drinks on board our ships, we do include all your drinks with mealtime. So breakfast, if you want to have a glass of champagne, you're quite welcome. We do have that available. We have lunches. You've got your complimentary beers, your wines, your soft drinks, and the same with dinner. Free-flowing wines, beers, and soft drinks, all included in your fare. If you want to drink in the evening, then yeah, the bar facility's there. But what I love about river cruising is the fact that pretty much every day, you're going to be berthed right in the heart of the towns and cities you visit. So if you don't want to stay on the ship in the evening, we generally include an evening walking tour, and then you can stay out in the destination, enjoy a nice relaxing drink in a local bar and soak up the local atmosphere of the destinations that you're traveling through. If you want to stay on the ship, as I mentioned, we do have entertainment, anything from classical to string quartets, right through to ABBA tribute nights and rock and roll and all sorts of things going on. So that's always provided as well in the lounge. Other facilities on the ship, because we are a cruise ship in the end of the day, there's plenty of things going on. So we have got a library for you to enjoy. So there's a picture here of a library on board. It's a very restful place, but there's board games, there's books, there's newspapers you can take out and relax and read. We have gift shops as well. We've also got kind of spa and fitness facilities. So if you want to stay fit, we have got the fitness rooms on board the ships. We've also got the spa. So I think I prefer the massage to the gym, but we do all sorts of spa treatments on board our vessels. You just need to make the booking obviously on board or just before you go away, but they are available for you to enjoy. And then we have the top deck, the spacious sun deck. I mentioned that earlier. We are very much an innovative company. So one thing which we do have on our ships, and we're very proud of these, is we're one of the only river cruise lines to actually offer swimming pools. There's not many river cruise lines out there with pools. But what's a little bit different about ours, it's got a swim-up bar right at the end. So if you want a nice cool down while you're cruising the Danube in the heat of the summer, you want to dip in the pool, you can grab a drink at the end of the bar there and have a drink while you're soaking up the majestic scenery as you're passing through the rivers of Europe. And they really are grand. The scenery you're going to go through is absolutely breathtaking. So you have got the swimming pool section. There are 4 ships which don't have the pool, but they do have the hot tub out on the deck as an alternative. We've also got plenty of space for sun loungers. We've got areas where you can relax and sunbathe in the shade. We've also got giant chessboards. We've also got golf putting greens on some of the ships. So there's plenty of space there to enjoy out on the deck. Okay, now my favorite subject. We're going to talk about the food on board. Now at AmaWaterways, we're proud to be partners to the Champ de. Now, this is actually a French dining association. You can only be a member by invitation, so your food has to be of a particular quality before they even consider adopting you basically into their membership. So we are members of Champ de. The food is absolutely incredible on board. Now, one thing I will say about the food is the dining. We do source a lot of food locally. It's from local producers and local farms. So the quality is incredibly high. It's low food miles. And the same with the wines we offer, you know, local vineyards, which we use all the time. So wines you may not be able to buy in the UK, but incredibly good quality wines as well. Now, Paul from the cruise line was very lucky enough to be traveling with AmaWaterways a couple of years ago. And what did you think of the food, Paul? How did you take it?
Food was fantastic. It's such an excellent choice. All diets catered for, all freshly produced, and superb wines as well. Just brilliant. Just loved it. Excellent.
Fantastic, fantastic. And dining wise, you know, we do have a choice of dining venues as well. You know, it's not just one dining room. Although the ship's only taking, you know, 140, 150 guests, for instance, you have got 2 dining options on board to enjoy. So you've got the main dining room. This is the one on the Amadahlia, for instance. It's open dining, so you can dine where you want, when you want. Most of our diners in the evening will join about 7 o'clock. That's kind of the recognized dining time. But if you want to join a little bit later on, then that's absolutely fine. You can sit where you want in the dining room. The dining breakfast is available in the dining room. You've got lunch in the dining room, although we also do a light lunch selection in the lounge. And sometimes we do these wonderful theme lunches. So I was fortunate enough to go on one of our ships into in France, actually in October of last year. And we had this fabulous sort of oyster and champagne seafood lunch, which we created in the main lounge. So we had this wonderful, wonderful theme lunch available to our guests. And that was washed down with some lovely champagne as well. So that was all included there in your fare. So not only the main restaurant, which obviously is in the evening, we have the a la carte dinner there as well. We've also got the chef's table restaurants. Now, this is right at the front of the ship. It's got panoramic viewpoints all the way around. And as you can see from the picture there, you've also got a little kitchen. So you look at the top right there, you've got a kitchen where you can see the chef preparing all the food before your very eyes. Now, it's a 7-course taster menu in this restaurant. It's all included in the cruise fare, so you don't pay any extra for this particular restaurant. And we make sure that everybody has got the opportunity to dine in here at least once during your cruise. So you will get the chance to dine. You'll just make the booking on board the ship. There's no need to worry about it before you go. You've got a special occasion, special anniversary, great place to dine. 2 years ago, my daughter, for instance, it was her birthday, and we had this big birthday celebration in the chef's table, and there was a gentleman from the States who also had a birthday, and it was kind of a joint birthday celebration. It was a really good, fun evening, and you are there grazing away for about 3.5 hours because the food, as I say, 7 courses, different wine pairing each course. It really is a fantastic dining venue, and as I say, there's no charge to dine in there at all. We'll cover the Hammer Magna a bit later on, which is the larger ship I mentioned at the beginning. Now, that's actually got 4 restaurants, and Abel will run through that a bit later on. So just to summarize, yeah, all your drinks included with meals there. Bottled waters, tea and coffees always included throughout your day as well. One other thing which we do include is a sip and sail cocktail hour, and that is every single day of your cruise. So generally between 6 and 7 in the bar, you will have complimentary cocktails, wines, proseccos, beers, soft drinks, whatever you want to have with canopies, and that's all included again in your fare every single day. There's also the welcome cocktail party, as I say, on the first day, and we also do a gala evening as well, generally the second to last evening of the cruise. So after all that food and all that drink, you just want to sort of relax and head back to your stateroom for a nice night's sleep. So we do have a good choice of staterooms on our ships. The most popular, though, are definitely, as you see here, these are the twin balcony staterooms. Now, Paul, I believe this is the one that you had on board your ship. What did you think about the staterooms?
Oh,
and what
it was brilliant. Yeah, it was just great having the outdoor space, so you could just take in those views. It's just brilliant. Really comfortable bed and spacious all over, and great bathroom. Brilliant, just lovely, really great.
Fantastic. Lovely. And as I say, as Paul said, you've got the outside balcony, but you've also got the French balcony on the other side. So the weather's not so nice, as I'm in Weston-super-Mare at the moment where I live, and it's pretty nasty outside, if I'm honest. So, but I could still open those doors, but I could sit inside the stateroom and watch the views as they go by, but you're sheltered. So you've got that benefit as well with these twin balconies. The other side, as I say, as Paul mentioned, you've got the full balcony outside as well. They are ranging to 235 square foot, which is really good size. I mean, some of the suites with Silver Sea start at 240 square foot. So very, very similar in size to those suite accommodations with those luxury cruise lines. You've also got complimentary Wi-Fi, in-house movie channel, plenty of storage space, got a writing desk. And Paul mentioned the bathrooms, and I love the bathrooms on board our ships. They've got these incredible power showers. So if you like to get incredibly drenched in the morning, then these are the bathrooms for you. But they're done in this beautiful marble, as you can see from the picture here. Beautiful, beautiful bathrooms on board the ships. If you go for a suite, you also get bathtubs as well. So they are provided if you run for a suite. So next up, after all of that food and that rest and that relaxation, we do encourage you to take our wonderful shore excursion program, which we offer at AmaWaterways. Now, again, a great point on river cruising, and certainly with ourselves, is that you do get up to 4 complimentary shore excursions included every single day in each port of call that we visit. And about what type of trips do we offer our guests?
Well, we have really a good selection of different types of tours. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to choose from, but we try to cater that to all kind of guests, and depending on how you feel that day. Most of the tours we do are walking tours because we just dock there in the town, so we don't need any. But sometimes we do need buses when we do excursions to nearby places, but in many cases we simply walk off the ship with our guides and go directly into the town because it is right there, just a few meters away. And we even offer those walking tours in different paces or different speeds, yeah, gentle, regular, and active. Depending on how you feel that day, you can choose the regular one. That's the one recommended to most of our guests because that will give you a good insight of the city, the culture, what you need to know, the highlights of the city. And always we have some free time after the tour so that you can do some shopping, or continue discovering the city on your own. If you feel like you want to do it in a little bit more leisurely way, maybe taking some more pictures, or even for those guests who may have some walking difficulties, we have also a gentle walkers group, which is perfect, not just for those guests, but also for the other guests, yeah? Not taking that group because it doesn't slow down other groups when walking. And if you feel like you want to cover a little bit more, you feel active, you want to make sure you make your 10,000 steps a day, then you can join the active guide, yeah? So there are simply 3 versions of the same tour, but also in many ports, we offer so many other possibilities, yeah? Wine tastings, yeah? Some of the most amazing wine growing regions of Europe are just on the banks of some of these amazing rivers. I'm thinking of what we're going to talk about then, the Rhone, Bordeaux region, the Danube, the Douro, and so many more. So there are great places, great wine states to visit and wine tastings to do. And every time we are experiencing more and more active guests coming with us, yeah. So we also offer a hiking and a biking tour in most of our ports. We have bicycles with us, which you can also take on your own. When we are docked in a destination, you can simply take your bicycle and discover it on your own. But we also have organized bike tours so that we take you to the most interesting places along the rivers or anywhere, depending on the destination. Yeah, hikes up to castles, yeah, with amazing views over the rivers. In some ports, when we are docked for a good number of hours, we even have the late risers tour. So we have another group, yeah, just doing the same tour, but starting maybe 1 hour or 2 hours later, yeah, in case that you partied a little bit hard the previous night. So that's a perfect option, and you want to sleep in. So that's perfect for that. And we also have some special interest tours. If you are very much into history or into gastronomy, in some ports, we also offer you an alternative to the regular, so to say, to the general one, so that you can go to see something more specific if that is your wish. So there's a lot to choose from, definitely.
Fantastic, and absolutely. I mean, my favorite, I love the biking tours, which are incredible. So
those are my favorite too.
Sometimes you can actually cycle between 2 places, so the ship is actually sailing and you're cycling and trying to beat the ship. So it's always quite a good fun day, that one. So if you like your biking,
I think those are the 2 best ways to discover the destination. Yeah, on the river, of course, cruising is top one, and second is by bike. So if you combine both, that's perfect.
Absolutely. And on top of that, if you want to do a bit more activities, we do have wellness hosts on board our ships. Now, the wellness hosts on every single European voyage we do. So you have got things like Pilates, you've got yoga, you've got stretching classes, core strengthening. I do believe, though, Paul's favourite activity on board was champagne yoga, Paul. I believe.
Yes, I think it was.
I'm not going to actually demonstrate, but we do offer a champagne yoga as an option. So that's the most popular class we do. But all those classes are available. They are optional. Obviously, you don't have to do the wellness program, but it's there if you want it. So let me now take you through those rivers, giving you an idea about what the ships are like. But we always say in the river cruise industry, oceans do take you to countries. There's some fabulous ocean cruises around, but rivers really do take you through them. On a river cruise, you really are going to see incredible scenery as you pass through. You're going to see quaint, historic local towns, local villages, many medieval places along the rivers. You've got local customs, you've got local festivals that you'll join in, as well as those incredible cities, places Abel's going to mention later on, like Vienna and Budapest, for instance. So river cruising really has got something for everybody. The viewpoint is always there. And there's not a ripple to be seen on those rivers either. So it's a very, very safe and enjoyable process. So where we actually sail, so we're going to cover Europe in a bit of detail in a second. But as I mentioned earlier, we also do the Mekong River in Vietnam, Cambodia. So with the Mekong, it's kind of a cruise and stay. So you'll do a 7-night cruise. You'll also then have some options to do a tour around the Ho Chi Minh City area, as well as around Siem Reap and to see Angkor Wat and all those temples and pagodas. Plus, we'll fly you up to Hanoi and Halong Bay if you want to do that extension as well. So lots of possibilities on the Mekong. And the Chobe River really is a safari cruise option. So it's a safari cruise around the Botswana area for 4 nights. But we also combine that with Cape Town, with Victoria Falls, with a roadless rail train journey down to Pretoria from Victoria Falls, as well as some additional safari options in the Kruger National Park and also in the Serengeti in Tanzania. We've also got on Africa, we've got a new one actually, go and see the gorillas in Rwanda, so that's another option as well. But that's for another day, and if you're interested in any of the long haul destinations that we do, then please do let the guys at Cruise Line know, and we may look at another of these virtual cruise events later on to talk about our long haul program in a bit more detail. But today is all about Europe and our European rivers, and we start our little tour around Europe on the French rivers. We've got a choice of 3 actually rivers to explore in France. We've got the Seine, we've got the Rhone, and we've got the Garonne, Dordogne, Gironde estuary around the Bordeaux region. And Abel, I mean, maybe just mention 1 or 2 highlights on the Seine River that you can enjoy.
Well, it's difficult to choose, yeah. The Seine packs lots of great things, yeah. Fantastic towns, charming landscapes. Probably the highlight to most of our guests, that is the excursion to the D-Day beaches. Yeah, it's a meeting with the history, definitely with the European and world history. But I especially like another one, and that is Giverny Gardens, Monet's Gardens in Giverny, where we visit the home of this fantastic impressionist painter, and also the gardens that he made himself. So it's a work of art on its own. And also that was the inspiration to some of his most famous paintings, yeah, those famous water lilies, the bridge on the pond. It's really getting into the soul of this painter. It's a very special and very touching tour. Yeah? It's something you really have to see with your own eyes to really appreciate it.
Fantastic. And the Rhone as well. I mean, it's full of beautiful lavender fields. It's full of wine, the Beaujolais, Burgundy wine areas. But, maybe 1 or 2 other highlights on the Rhone River there, Abel, that you thoroughly enjoyed.
The Rhone, I think it's a celebration of life on its own, because it has great food, fantastic wine. It has a lot of history, lots of Roman ruins. Each of them is a highlight. So it's a little bit difficult to choose which one is the most amazing. I don't know, the Roman amphitheater in Arles, the Roman ruins at the temple in Vienne, Lyon, and so on. So if I had to choose my favorite tour, it won't be any of those, yeah, because I don't know which Roman site to choose. So I would choose the visit to Grignan. Yeah, Grignan is a small town in the north of the Provence area, and I think it's one of these quintessential towns surrounded by lavender fields. Fantastic architecture, a castle that totally dominates all the area, and we combine this tour with a visit to a truffle farm. We learned everything we wanted to know about growing truffles, yeah, and we were afraid to ask. And we even see the dogs hunting, yeah, the truffles in front of us, and we even taste the truffle products after that. So it's a fantastic combination. It's a perfect day out in the French countryside.
Fantastic. And as far as the Bordeaux region, I mean, this is it's called Taste of Bordeaux for a reason. It's full of wine tasting. We have the Grand Cru wines in the Bordeaux area. We spend like 3 days in the city of Bordeaux, which is one of my favorite cities. I've got to say, it's a gorgeous city in France. So if you've not had the chance to visit Bordeaux, please do. It's an amazing place to go and see. And also the charming villages such as Saint-Emilion, which you'll pass through as well. So the Garonne, the Dordogne, Gironde estuary around the Bordeaux region really is a fantastic itinerary to choose. And then we head down to Portugal. We've got the Douro River, which is getting ever more popular for our British guests. And we run actually 2 itineraries, Abel, and one called the Enticing Douro is definitely the main one. Maybe just expand on that for me.
Yeah, on Enticing Douro, it's a round trip. We start in Porto, which is a fantastic city. It has actually many historical connections with Britain, of course, yeah, because of the wine trade. And it's UNESCO listed. And I love in Porto the place where we dock. It's just across the river, next to all the wine cellars, and the views from the sun deck, from the lounge, from the balconies, from the staterooms is simply unbelievable. It's not easy to forget that. From Porto, yeah, we go inland into the Douro. It's not a very long in the stretch if you look at the map, because the only sailable part of the river is between Porto on the border with Spain, yeah. But you will notice that the scenery totally changes, yeah, from Porto. As we go inland, we go seeing those UNESCO-listed terraces covered with vineyards, more almond trees. To me, this is, in terms of scenery, this is the top one, yeah. I absolutely love it, yeah.
Fantastic. And you also visit the city of Salamanca.
Yes, yeah, you come to my country. As you know, I'm from Spain. We visit one of the oldest universities in the world, together with Oxford, Cambridge, with the Sorbonne in Paris. Yeah, it's one of these centuries old. I think it's 800 years old university. Yeah, that's what they celebrated a couple of years ago. And everything is made with the same type of stone. It reminds me a little bit to Bath, yeah, in the southwest of Britain, because of these honey-colored stones, yeah, perfectly harmonic. It's very easy to walk, yeah. The old town is very compact, and it's full of history.
Wow.
And university life, of course.
Brilliant, fantastic. And if you want to see a bit more of Spain, we also have one called Flavors of Portugal in Spain, which gives you the chance to do the Douro cruise, plus also 3 nights in Madrid with visits to Toledo as well. And there's also an extension option to the city of Lisbon as well. So if you're wanting to maybe do the Douro with Lisbon and with Madrid, then that's certainly possible. So that's our Portugal itineraries. And now what we're going to do really is just cover the main 2 rivers. You know, if you, as I mentioned earlier, if you've not done a river cruise before, you know, a good starting place is either the Rhine or the Danube. We have this wonderful itinerary on the Rhine. It's called Captivating Rhine. We also have one called Enchanting Rhine, which is basically the same thing, but in reverse. But Captivating Rhine, it really does cover something for everybody. So you've got cities, you've got small charming towns, you've got wines, you've got scenery, you've got castles. It's really something special. So Abel is going to go through with us on a kind of day-by-day basis what you can experience starting in the wonderful Dutch city of Amsterdam.
Yeah, I think you summarized it very well. Yeah, the whole, I think there's no river as well rounded up as the Rhine, because it has a little bit of all the great things that a river can offer. And it started with the amazing city of Amsterdam, yeah, the Dutch capital. You can, before boarding, you can even do an extension. Yeah, you can spend 2 extra nights if you really want to dedicate more time to the Netherlands. And the best way to discover the city is on a canal cruise. Yeah, as you know, Amsterdam is completely, yeah, it's a network of canals. And to get to the highlights, the different neighborhoods, there's no better way to do it than taking one of those canal cruise boats, yeah, and go to all the corners. That will be during the morning, yeah, and then the remainder of the day, you will still have a little bit of time to discover one of the amazing museums in Amsterdam, the Anne Frank's House, Rijksmuseum, with all those amazing Dutch paintings, Rembrandts, the Van Gogh, yeah, Van Gogh Museum. And then we set sail through the Netherlands. Yeah, we're going to sail through all that intricate system of waterways, yeah, crossing through Nijmegen, Utrecht in the Dutch landscape. And then next morning we will be in amazing Cologne. Yeah, we will be in Germany. Cologne, yeah, the highlight is definitely that amazing cathedral that was once, when it was finished, was the tallest building on earth, and it's a really impressive one, UNESCO listed. But Cologne has so much more to offer. Yeah, the riverside cafes. The personality of the city is not what you might expect from the average German town. Yeah, it's much more lively than that. Yeah, the breweries. Actually, there are different tours possibilities. Yeah, visiting the city of Cologne itself, the cultural one, but also you can do a beer tasting, the Kolsch. Yeah, that's the local type of beer, or you can, as in most of the ports, take a bike tour as well along the Rhine. So that is definitely one of the highlights. From there, we continue sailing all the way down, passing some of the famous cities of Germany. We say goodbye to Bonn, yeah, former capital of Germany. And this is probably, I can say, my favorite day, yeah, when we sail through the Rhine Gorge. The whole Rhine is very scenic, but this stretch cannot be compared to any other. Because in just one morning of navigation, yeah, we passed by 40 castles, yeah, or castle ruins, all of them full of history. Just think that this part of the Rhine was for a long time the border between the Holy Roman Empire, so to say the German world, and the French kingdom. Yeah, so they had to defend from each other. That's the reason why you see so many castles on the left bank, on the right bank. All of them are full of history, and this is cruising at its most. Yeah, so it's perfect to go up to the sun deck, listen to the commentaries of your cruise manager. It might be me or any of my colleagues, yeah, and just simply have fun. Yeah, it's a really, really fun morning. Then we get to the end of the Rhine Gorge, yeah, and we visit the town of Rüdesheim, where there are many fun opportunities. It's a very famous wine-producing area, yeah, the Rheingau. Some of the best Rieslings, yeah, in Germany are produced in that area. And also you can even take a gondola to see there's a hike opportunity, there's another bike tour, so you can discover the area of the Rheingau in many different ways. Next stop is in the area of the Palatinates. That's the port of Ludwigshafen, from where we have fantastic tours running. And of course, the most popular is the one taking you to Heidelberg. Yeah, this romantic castle, yeah, on the bank of the Neckar River. This is the most visited castle in Germany. And this is just one part of the tour, because just visiting or spending some free time in Heidelberg is amazing. Yeah, it's a great shopping destination. The forest surrounding it gives us great opportunities. We have a very famous hike, which is the Philosopher's Path on the other side of the Neckar, with amazing views all the time on our left. It's probably our most popular hike tour on this itinerary. Speyer is the other option, yeah, in case that you have already visited Heidelberg. We always have alternatives, yeah, depending on what you have done before or what you're more interested on. And from Heidelberg, we continue sailing on, and this time we will dock in Germany. We will dock in France, Strasbourg, yeah, the capital of Alsace, and one of my favorite parts of France. I like France very much, but this is definitely one of my favorite parts. This is a Petit France, yeah, UNESCO listed neighborhood, also surrounded by canals. The cathedral, the old town. The food there is fantastic. We also bring you some of the Alsatian specialties on board the ship, so you can either have them, yeah, just say, well, today I'm dining out, or I'm having my lunch out, or if you want to go back to the ship, yeah, of course you will find those great treats from the region. We prepare them very, very well. You can just discover it walking, or also on a fantastic bike tour, because it's a very flat town, yeah, and you can really see a lot from your bicycle. Continuing on the area of Alsace, yeah, our next stop is in a port called Breisach, yeah, that's on the German side, yeah, because that's when the Rhine makes the border between the two countries. So we dock right in Breisach, and from there you have different excursions. You can go back to France, yeah, and this is the town we visit, Riquewihr, which is listed as one of the most beautiful French towns. It definitely is. You can see those half timber houses. There they have some of the best wineries, yeah, of Alsatian wines, yeah, some Gewürztraminer to die for. We taste them, of course, that's part of the tour, and we cannot miss that. Or you can go to Germany side, yeah, that's the other possibility. That will be to Freiburg, yeah, which is at the gates of the Black Forest, yeah, one of the most charming parts of Germany. Or taking a bike tour as well from Breisach, yeah, in the outskirts of the Black Forest. Then we continue sailing on, another country to add to the list, and that is Switzerland, because that's the end of the tour. You see, this is a very simple cruise, yeah, it goes from A to B, from Amsterdam to Basel, very easy to remember. And Basel is right in the corner between among three countries, yeah. You have, it's in Switzerland itself, but across the river you have France, and on the other corner you have Germany. It's a city of arts, and that's the perfect end to our trip. If you want to finish it there, because if you want to continue on, we also have the land extensions. The one we have been running with an enormous success for many years takes you for 2 nights in Lucerne, quintessential Swiss town, and then 2 more nights in Zurich. Yeah, that is a city of museums and the perfect hub to fly back home. or from next year on, we will have an amazing alternative. And I think that this is going to get the most popular very soon, because I will take you to Lake Como in Italy, yeah, crossing the Swiss Alps. Yeah, you will start here in this lake of celebrities and luxurious villas and beautiful gardens. Yeah, it's like a dream come true. I had the chance to visit Lake Como last year when we were doing the prospection for this one, and I absolutely fell in love with this region. So it's the perfect end to a perfect trip.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I have to say about, I did the Rhine, it was actually the first river cruise I did. And the place which I'll remember always is Riclier in France. It's such a beautiful village, and you really, it's incredible. You have to see it to believe it. And if anybody's watched the film Beauty and the Beast, a lot of it was actually filmed in Riclier. It's got that kind of French medieval, charming village to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So do go there if you can. Moving on, we'll just whiz over to the Danube. Obviously, very long river. There's plenty of itineraries to choose from on the Danube. So I'm just going to quickly tell you about a couple of them, and then we're going to focus on the main one, which is called a romantic Danube. But first and foremost, if you want to go to see the Danube and you want those imperial cities like Vienna's and Budapest's, but you also want to combine it with a bit of World War II history, I do recommend Blue Danube Discovery or Legendary Danube, because you will be visiting the city of Nuremberg, a beautiful old town, but obviously very famous for the Nazi war trials. So you'll get to see the courtrooms and also the Nazi rally grounds as well. So it is a really fantastic day in Nuremberg. We've also got a cruise called Gems of Southeast Europe, which will cover the kind of cruise from Budapest down towards the Black Sea. So along here, you'll go through the fabled Iron Gates, which is a day of incredibly beautiful scenic cruising. But you'll see a lot of the kind of old Eastern European countries, the Iron Curtain, you know, places like Bulgaria and Romania and Serbia, you know, it's all in that particular itinerary, heading down towards the Black Sea. So that's another option for you. But definitely the one, if you've not done river cruising before and you do fancy something a bit different and you love your cities, then Romantic Danube, Melodies of the Danube is actually, again, the same itinerary, it's just in reverse, is definitely the one for you. So Abel's going to mention, he's going to talk through now our Romantic Danube program, starting off with the option to stay a few extra days in the city of Prague.
Yes, you pointed it very well. Yeah, the Danube is considered the most international river in the world. It touches more countries than any other river, and it offers you something that no other river can offer you, not just in Europe, I really say anywhere in the world, and that is waking up every day in a grand European capital. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so the whole adventure starts in Prague, yeah, the Czech capital. A fairy tale town, yeah, for those of you who know it, yeah, I'm sure that you agree. Very easy to run through it. Almost all of it is pedestrian. So it's like an encyclopedia of architecture, yeah. You have all periods perfectly preserved right in front of you. So we have the guided tours there. You can do the regular one. You can also do the hike, yeah. So that includes snow bus. So that means you go up and down all the hills. You really want to make it active. We spent 3 nights there. Our hotel is very conveniently located, just about 5 minutes walk, yeah, from the Old Town Square, which is what you see on your screen, on your slide, yeah. The other alternative, it's also possible if you have already been to Prague before, you can do it. You can spend 2 nights in Munich, yeah. That's well, great quality destination in the south of Germany, the capital of Bavaria, one of the capitals of beer. Well, that rivals with Prague as well, yeah. And then get ready to start our cruise in the heart of Bavaria. That is the small, charming town of Vilshofen, yeah. That's where we board the ship, and we are warmly welcomed with a beer fest. It's a kind of a private Oktoberfest just for us, yeah. It's really a lot of fun, yeah. We bring all the local authorities come with us, the beer queen of the town. Almost the whole town comes there, the music band, and we really get this Bavarian feel just for ourselves. The music band, yeah, it's we have the tent right next to our ship, yeah. So that's a perfect way to start this Danube adventure. Next stop is still in Germany. This unbelievable Passau, yeah, the three-river city, as you can perfectly see from this picture. Yeah, we have the hills coming from the Bohemian forest on the right. That's the smallest of the three. The Danube is the one in the middle, the dark one. And then we have the Inn River coming from the Austrian Alps, yeah, with those clear waters on the left. And the whole old town is on that strip of land, that peninsula. And that includes the amazing cathedral with the largest music organ in the world and many other surprises inside. Possibilities are the walking tour. We just dock right there, yeah, on the Danube side. You can see some of the ships dock over there. So it's simply walk and visit the cathedral. We're just 4 or 5 minutes away from the cathedral, depending on the exact docking location. Or we can hike up to the castle that you see in the top right corner of the slide, or taking a bike tour as well. So lots of possibilities. Yeah, the bike tour is right into the green forest. But it's actually right into Austria, because Passau is in Germany, but right next to the Austrian border. And talking about Austria, our next stop is in Linz, yeah, the capital of Upper Austria, a very cultural city on the Danube, and that's the perfect port to start a full day excursion. And this day is probably the hardest one, the day when we have to take the hardest decision, yeah, of all the itineraries probably we have all over Europe, because we have 3 great destinations competing, all of them are UNESCO listed sites. One of them is in the Czech Republic, yeah, Linz is not far from the border with Czech Republic, which is Cesky Krumlov. I absolutely love this place. It's like a Prague in miniature. Yeah, it's on the meander of the river, yeah, of the Vltava River, with a Renaissance castle, yeah, which has even some bears in the moat. All surrounded by nature. Yeah, it's absolutely it's like a fairy tale. Definitely, Cesky Krumlov. The other option is second option is probably the most popular, and that is Salzburg. Yeah, you remember The Sound of Music? Yeah, all those beautiful sceneries, all those beautiful views are there in Salzburg. It's a city packed with history, packed with culture. You can see the birthhouse of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So it's deeply connected with music, yeah, and well, the Salzburg Festival now in summertime. And you enjoy plenty of free time to discover the city on your own after the guided tour. Yeah, Salzburg is it has so many possibilities. And the third one is visiting the Austrian Lake District, yeah, with beautiful, charming, small towns by the lakes, yeah, surrounded by the mountains, the Alps. Is absolutely great. We sail overnight, so that in the next morning we are in this famous stretch of the river, which is called the Baja Valley, another UNESCO listed area. Yeah, this is probably the most similar one to the Rhine Gorge. Yeah, some people say this is the counterpart of the Rhine Gorge in the Danube. All wine-producing villages and towns. Yeah, they produce really great wines there. The great variety is the Grüne Veltliner. We dock, it depends on the itinerary, but normally we dock in Weißenkirchen, and that's a perfect base to discover the region. This day we have so many tour options because they can combine many of the highlights so that you make the most of your day the way you like it. But definitely something you shouldn't miss if this is your first time to the place, to the area, is Dürmstein, which is called the Pearl of the Danube. It's a tiny, tiny village, yeah, but so incredibly charming, yeah, with that very iconic blue tower and the castle, the ruins of the castle, yeah, of Dürmstein, where the King of England, Richard the Lionheart, was imprisoned when he was making his way back from the Crusades, yeah, in Holy Land. So we get a lot of that history. Even we get the possibility to hike all the way up to the castle to discover the ruins, to see always the Danube, to have some amazing food and drink tastings, because the Baja is the area of apricots. Apricots, yeah, they are protected, yeah, geographically protected, yeah, because of the great quality. It's a kind of oasis, yeah. It has a microclimate, this part of Austria, so they produce really, really tasty apricots, and they make all kind of things with them, yeah, from jams to schnapps, liqueurs, anything you can imagine, and all of them really delicious. And the other highlight of the Baja is the Milk Abbey, the most impressive Baroque complex that you can find in Austria. Yeah, I don't know if we have the picture of the library somewhere. Yeah, because it's absolutely, it gives you an idea. It's a mind-blowing place. Yeah, it's a Benedictine Abbey, which many people consider the cradle of Austria. Yeah, because this is where the first dynasty, ruled the whole country, and still has so much to see and offer. Yeah? It's not just another abbey, not just another monastery. It is really the monastery to visit in Austria. Yeah, Melk is I know the pictures don't really make justice to how amazing and great it really is. Next stop, yeah, we get to the glorious capital of Austria, Vienna. If you haven't been to Vienna, you really want to make the most of your day. There's only one day in Vienna, but we really make the most of it because we have morning, afternoon, and evening tours. Yeah, we discover the whole city, the Ringstrasse, which is the main avenue encircling all the old town, surrounded by palaces, the fantastic St. Stephen's Cathedral. And then in the afternoon, you can spend just time on your own, or you can visit the amazing Schönbrunn Palace, which back in the 1700s, it rivaled, with Versailles in France. They were some of the most luxurious courts in Europe. So Vienna is a city that has something for everyone. It has the music, it has the cafes, the architecture, it has shopping, amazing gardens, everything you want. You can find it in, no matter what you want, you can find it always in Vienna. Next day, another capital, another country. You will say goodbye, to Austria. You will say hello, or ahoy to Slovakia. You will be in the capital of Bratislava. Delightful city. It's very often a surprise. It's not as famous, of course, as Vienna or Budapest, but it's incredibly charming. You simply walk from the ship and you have all the theater, the castle, and all the great sights right in front of you. You can also take a hike tour up here to the castle, or you can even go tasting the specialties of Bratislava, including some beer, some cold cuts, some things that you really probably were not expecting, from this small country of Europe. They often leave a really, really great impression on the visitors. And the last port of call is the unbelievable city of Budapest, one of the most romantic, I would say, in the world, and definitely in this part of Europe. This is the Hungarian parliament that we see just as we get into Budapest. As we say hello to the city, we pass by this amazing building because all the monuments were built showing their face towards the river. So we have the city tour here taking us to the Pest side, to the Buda side, discovering the differences, the different neighborhoods, the different parts. 3 UNESCO listed areas in the city, so a lot of culture, and also the possibility to do a hike, crossing the amazing bridges from one side to another. So that's something that will stay in your mind, in your memory for many, many years. I'm sure of that. Yes, in the city, illuminated at night is fantastic. This is the Fisherman Bastion that offers great views from the river. So that's definitely something. If you think that one day is not enough in Budapest, I absolutely agree. Then you can extend, with a post-cruise extension, 2 more nights. To spend more time in the Hungarian capital. So definitely for first-timers, I would say the Danube or the Rhine. Any of those two are definitely great choices.
Fantastic, and thank you, Abel, for all that. You certainly know your destinations, which is wonderful, fantastic. And also Christmas. I mean, the Rhine and the Danube are awash with Christmas markets. I mean, maybe obviously this year may be troublesome, but 2021, definitely some beautiful Christmas markets there to experience along the Rhine and the Danube as well. So if you're interested in a Christmas departure, then we do have those available as well. As I kind of alluded to at the beginning, we also have a brand new ship, well, year or so old now, the Ama Magna, 196 guests. But as you can see from the picture here, it's a little bit wider. It's double the width of the other ships that we have in the fleet. So what I want to do, I'll just show you some pictures of the Ama Magna, because if you have done an ocean cruise before, and you want something which has got maybe more dining options or maybe more spa facility, then the AmaMagna could be the ship for you. So first and foremost, it's got the largest fixed window staterooms on the rivers, so over 200 square foot in size actually. If you're on a budget and you go for the lowest grade, but you have got those river views. But most of the ship is balcony staterooms and suites. So this gives you an idea of the look. This is a balcony suite on the AmaMagna, 355 square foot in size. They are absolutely colossal. We have grand suites as well, 424 square foot. A lot of these we do have interconnecting as well, and they can sleep up to 4 people. And this is Abel's room when he's on board the ship. It's our wonderful owner's suite, only 710 square foot. It's got a separate bar, separate dining space. It really is incredible. So whatever your budget, there is going to be a suite or a stateroom for you on board the AmaMagna. And as I said before, you know, 4 dining options. So you've got the main dining room here, overlooking beautiful picture windows all the way around the restaurant. Really lavish, beautiful, beautiful furnishings. And we've also got the additional dining rooms. And as I said before, you know, all of these are included in the fare. So starting off with the chef's table restaurant, you know, we have that on board the AmaMagna as well, with that working kitchen actually right in the heart of the restaurant. So you can see all the chefs preparing all the dining as you enjoy this incredible 7-course taster menu. But we also have 2 additional dining rooms, one of which is called Jimmy's Restaurant. It's actually named after one of our founders, Jimmy Murphy, Gary Murphy's father. And it's got a kind of gastropub feel to it. It's a great place to dine with maybe family or groups of friends. We did originally do sharing platters in this particular restaurant, but that's kind of probably not going to happen anymore. So it will be menus from the main restaurant, but an incredible social atmosphere to dine in, a really good fun dining experience. And actually one of my favorite dining rooms on the AmaMagna was the Alfresco Restaurant. So the other restaurant we have, again, a smaller restaurant, but some, again, incredible viewpoints all the way around. In the summer, we can actually retract the ceiling and retract the windows. So you've got these airs and these breezes coming into the restaurant as well. So it much feels like an alfresco dining option. And it's got incredibly good standard foods here: meat, seafoods, garden produce, salads, you name it. And it's open for breakfast and lunch as well. So lots of different dining options on board the AmaMagna, and all included in your fare. Other facilities include an onboard cinema. We have that facility on board as well. Plenty of bars and lounges. We've actually got 5 in total on the AmaMagna. So although we have got the main upper lounge bar, which is where we'll have, you know, most of the entertainment in the evening, most of the places to relax in and unwind. We've got the main bar in the upper lounge. We've also got these very small, discreet lounges and bars around the ship as well. Some lovely little relaxing areas. So the lower lounge library, for instance, has got a great array of books to choose from, gorgeous rich colorings, and that's on the AmaMagna, as is the starboard library, which is, again, different color schemes, but again, a very small little hideaway, which I love, where you can just curl up and relax and watch the world go by with those wonderful picture windows that you've got to enjoy the view, taking the views around you. And then if you are into your health and well-being, we have an amazing array of facilities for you on the AmaMagna. So it's starting off with our Zen Wellness Bar, where we also have 4 different treatment rooms. So for your spa, for your massage treatments, you know, that's all there available to you. You've got a hair salon as well on the AmaMagna, and a beauty salon. Plus, you've also got a wellness studio. So the studio is basically the gymnasium. So plenty of equipment there to I was going to say enjoy then. I'm not sure that's the right word, but we've also got the health suite, where you've got the Pilates and the yoga going on as well. So plenty of room if you like to keep fit. Not forgetting our spinning river views. So outside the spa area, we've got an array of spinning bikes. So we will be doing spinning classes, spinning exercises with the wellness hosts every single day. So if you want to take part in that, you can, but with the added benefit of having that incredible view as you're on those bikes. So lots to offer. Out on the deck, we've got probably above average swimming pool size. So on the deck of the AmaMagna, a lovely swimming pool plus a whirlpool as well, with a little jacuzzi, hot tub. Again, as I mentioned earlier, plenty of space to unwind and relax with sunbathing areas, shaded areas on board the ship. Now, the AmaMagna is also one of the only, in fact, I think it's the only ship with a lift to the sun deck. So if you don't want to walk, or you can go from the bottom deck all the way where the bottom deck, we have the the Jimmy's Wine Restaurant and the Chef's Table Restaurant, all the way up to the sun deck. You can go by lift. So that's the facility we have on board the AmaMagna. And also we've got an outdoors bar. We call it the Sky Bar. So you've got our friendly crew there helping you choose the wonderful variety of drinks. And sometimes the nice things we do on the AmaMagna, and in fact on the other ships as well, we'll have these wonderful ice cream parties, we'll have these barbecue lunches out on the deck as well for you to enjoy if the weather's good. So plenty of things to choose from on the AmaMagna. So if there's any more information you require on the AmaMagna, or the Danube, or the Rhine, any of the European itineraries, then please do get in touch with the team at the cruise line, and they'll be more than happy to assist you. So just as we come to the end, I just want to come through and describe some of the new itineraries of 2021. We've got a few, which we're always looking for new ideas, new places to go. As Abel mentioned at the beginning, we've got the Rhine Castles on Swiss Alps, a very similar itinerary to the Rhine itinerary that Abel went through earlier, but with the added benefit of staying in Lake Como after the cruise. So you can actually have a nice stay out in the Italian lakes once you've done your Rhine cruise. 2 new itineraries in France. We're doing one new one on the Seine River. It's called Impressions of the Seine and Paris. So from Paris to Le Havre in one direction, or Le Havre down to Paris, so very close to the UK. Obviously very easy to get to it via coach or ferry, as well as train travel, as well as air. But we're doing the 7-night cruises, Abel kind of mentioned, with Monet Gardens, with the city of Rouen. You've got also the Normandy beaches there, the city of Bayeux. But you've also got an extension for 3 nights. We're going to be doing 3 nights in Saint-Malo, and you've got the option of including a day trip to Mont-Saint-Michel, as well as the beautiful towns of Dinan and Dinard. So a lovely trip. It's an 11-night itinerary in total, because you've also got a 2-night stay in Paris. We're also doing the Rhone and the Saône together, new for next year. So if you want to do the Rhone River, but maybe want to tag on a secondary river, you'll start this trip in Chalon-sur-Saône, and your journey down to Arles. So the first 4 days will actually be on the Saône River, and then you'll join the Rhone around the Lyon area, actually, where you actually enjoy a beautiful illumination cruise in Lyon, because we arrive at night, and then you'll be doing the 3 nights down towards Arles in the south and see the beautiful Roman amphitheatres that Abel mentioned earlier. And last but not least, we've also got the Best of Holland and Belgium. Now, this is a new one. We've always done the tulip time cruises around the springtime to this particular region, but we've decided to stay a little bit longer, and are actually operating throughout the summer months as well. So you can go and visit the cities of Belgium, you know, Antwerp, Brussels, Ghent. Again, the ships are docking in the heart of those towns that we're visiting. There's also an excursion to Bruges, and you also get the chance to see those wonderful Dutch cities. Again, Amsterdam is featured, Utrecht as well. A beautiful, beautiful excursion. Again, not that far away from the UK. So if you're wanting to travel by train, we have got Eurostar links direct as well from London to Amsterdam. And we can also arrange the train transfer from regional stations as well around the UK. But last but not least, it would be amiss of me not to mention this one, because we are incredibly excited about our new program on the Amadahlia, our brand new ship, which will be taking in the Nile River with Egypt as well. So the secrets of the Nile and Egypt, this is what you're going to experience. It's 3 nights pre-cruise at the 4 Seasons Hotel in Cairo. followed by a 7-night cruise aboard the ship, the Amadahlia, and then 1 night at the end in Cairo again. But you are going to be taking in some amazing sights along the riverbanks. But not only that, whilst you're in Cairo, we're including a huge amount of excursions for you to enjoy. So the Four Seasons Hotel really is a luxury hotel. It's right on the banks of the Nile River. The rooms you're going to experience, they're all river view rooms. So you're going to get these incredible viewpoints from your hotel bedroom. And then when we're in Cairo, we're going to be offering some complimentary excursions with your cruise manager. So the first one of those is the King Tut Treasures Museum in Cairo. You'll also get the option of doing a bit of bartering and haggling around those local markets. So Cairo is very famous for its old town and the markets that you can experience. So you'll be going to those marketplaces, maybe pick up a bargain or two. Old Cairo as well, which is a wash of beautiful mosque buildings, very old sort of environment, really, really fantastic. Our owner, actually, Christine, she says it's one of her favourite cities. The old area of Cairo is fantastic to see, fantastic to discover. It really, really is. And on top of that, you've also got the pyramids of Giza. So we'll be taking you to see the pyramids themselves. Obviously, any stay in Egypt is not the same without the visit to the pyramids. So you'll get the chance to see those, as well as the Sphinx as well. So the Grand Sphinx is also on the agenda. So I hope you can see these slides. They're coming up a little bit slow, actually, but we'll just rattle through these so you can see what you can experience. So the Great Sphinx, obviously in Cairo, one of the must-see sites there. And then last but not least, we've also got Mina House in Cairo. Now, Mina House is a palatial palace, and it overlooks the pyramids. And we're going to be spending a beautiful afternoon indulging in this incredible afternoon tea, staring out at the pyramids at Mina House. So a very elegant end to your stay in Cairo. We'll then take a flight down to Luxor, and this is where you'll join the Amadahlia. Now, the Amadahlia is a 68-guest ship, so it's really, really small. Lots of space for everybody to enjoy, but not many guests on board. It's obviously not quite built yet. We purchased with Egypt, you have to have a ship registered, so we actually purchased the hull. And then we've had to build on top of the hull. So it's pretty much a brand new ship as far as the build's concerned. But it's got some real elegant areas to it. So a gorgeous sun deck, as you can see from the picture, coming up in a second. Lovely swimming pool, gorgeous furnishings all the way around the sun deck for you to enjoy. The lobby area as well of the ship, you know, it is a 5-star product. It is a gorgeous luxury ship, and lots of light, lots of space, again, is very evident on board the Amadahlia. We've got an array of lounges on board, again, to choose from. So one kind of just inside the vessel, as you can see here. You've got the shot of the bar, that's the main lounge. But we also have kind of just alcoves off the main lounge, which are almost outside. So again, you can literally just have a nice drink and then go through the doors there, and you've got those breathtaking views of the Nile River. The staterooms are all going to be incredible, beautiful staterooms. As I say, 68 guests only, so only 34 staterooms on board the ship. But anything from window staterooms, again, very similar to the European ships, balcony staterooms, French balcony staterooms, and also suite accommodation as well. And the cuisine, although we're only taking 68 guests on board, we've still got 2 dining options on the Amadahlia to enjoy. And we'll be offering both local and continental cuisine on board. So we've also got the chef's table, you've got on the European ships, and also the main restaurant as well. So you're certainly not going to be hungry with incredible food choices on board Amadahlia. We're offering weekly departures from September to December 2021, and we're also operating in January to May 2022 and September to December 22. We're not going to be running throughout the summer months because, quite frankly, it's just too hot. Because we don't want to be frying too much out there, and certainly not comfortable for touring conditions. So kind of just the springtime, early summer, and into the autumn and into the winter, prime times to visit Egypt. So just to finish off with, thank you for your patience and for listening. I hope you found it of interest to you, all those wonderful European rivers and our Egypt program as well. Just want to really just summarize now what we're including in the fair for you. All your dining on board, all your wine, beer and soft drinks during meal times. If you do the Mekong and Chobe, actually, you do actually get drinks during the daytime as well. Tea, coffee, bottled waters are always included. You've got the sip and sail cocktail hour, complimentary Wi-Fi, in-house movie channels, the wellness program, and all your shore excursions. All of that there is included in your fare. We are fully on sale, obviously, for 21 and 22. In fact, also early 2023, if you're looking at the Mekong and Chobe River. So there are some early booking savings to be had, and also complimentary flights from a choice of 8 UK airports, and also Dublin and Ireland. So plenty of choices there to depart from. If you prefer, we are also offering rail on a selected number of our cruise destinations. So very easy to get to places like Amsterdam and Paris, for instance, and also all those French cities by TGV. So lots of rail options there. When we've got complimentary flights, we're doing complimentary rail as well. If you do travel on as a solo traveler, we do have some ships with 0% supplement for our solo traveler guests. So particularly on the French rivers, and they are going to be on French balcony accommodations as well. So some great deals there for solo travelers. And just as a thank you really for attending this morning's coffee morning, we have got a virtual cruise event special exclusive to our friends at the cruise line. If you do decide you'd like to go on one of our sailings, we have got one on the 5th of April on the Amadahlia, actually the second rated ship in Europe, French balcony stateroom for 1,612 per person. A really good price. That it's practically half price actually for the French balcony stateroom. So it's got a few days to book that. It's by the 31st of August on that particular departure date. But if there's any other cruises that you would like to book, or any more information, if you do decide to make a booking by the 10th of September, again, as a thank you for joining us today, we're pleased to offer an additional £150 per couple or 75 per person saving on top of all the other offers that we're doing. So that is on any sailing in Europe and the Mekong and the Nile. So anything you need, do let the guys at the cruise line know, and they'll be happy to assist you. And it just leads me to say, really, obviously we're living in very strange and unprecedented times with the coronavirus situation. So we just want to leave you assured that we are taking all preventative measures recommended by health authorities. We have suspended our sailings throughout this summer. We have got one ship actually operating, the Ama Christina at the moment. It's been chartered by a German tour operator. So we have got some guests actually sailing on the Rhine River currently, and we do have a lot of protocols in place. So should we need to adopt these next year, the ships are all up and running with these protocols. Just to reassure you, really, I mean, face coverings, for instance, you don't need to use them very often on board, but when you're moving around the interior parts of the ship, at the moment they are required, but in the public areas, the restaurants, the lounge, and also on the sun deck, you don't need to worry about them at all. We've always done shore excursions in small groups anyway at AmaWaterways, so that's going to continue. Cleaning and disinfecting and sanitizing stations throughout the ship. Clean air as well. So all our ships have got these very clean air facilities. So if you're in your stateroom, the only air coming in is actually into your stateroom. It's not these big air circulation systems you get on larger ocean ships. So we have that on board, and always safe dining. Buffets are out at the moment. Exercise equipment's been washed down after use, and so forth. So all those amenities there and facilities and protocols are in place for your safety and comfort on our ships moving forward. So that is pretty much the end of the presentation. I'm just going to have a check if we've got any questions here for our cruise manager, Abel, to answer. I've actually got a few, actually. This is good going. So I will just run through these questions, and thank you for the questions. First and foremost, this is from Jacqueline. Thank you, Jacqueline, for this. What's the probability of overnight in ports with other river cruise ships being berthed alongside our ship? So maybe about you can cover that. Does that happen frequently? Are you looking into fleet?
Yes, when cruising on the European rivers, we are not the only river cruise company. And in some ports, there is some chance that we need to dock next to another ship. The probability is higher in some rivers than in others. Yeah, for instance, when we talk about the Douro, those French rivers, which are, how to say, a little bit more unspoiled, yeah. In most of the docking locations, we are just on our own, so that you open your windows and what you see is just the scenery or the town. But it happens sometimes, yeah, in some especially busy ports. It can happen, for instance, in Vienna, or I'm thinking about Cologne. Yeah, sometimes we need to dock next to another ship, but that really it's not a big issue because we have so many public areas that you can always use the sun deck. If you still want to take that picture or enjoy the scenery, you can always go up there. From the lounge is also a magnificent place to enjoy your views from. So it's not a big thing in any case.
Fantastic, fantastic. And also, Jacqueline, you asked how secure your suites are at night when berthed in a port. We do have obviously 24-hour security out on the front desk, so no visitors are allowed on the ship, obviously, and certainly at these current times. But yeah, I mean, they're all locked and completely secure on the ships at night, so you have no need to worry there at all. Jacqueline, you also asked about do you get a lot of children cruising? I'll just answer that because I've got two girls, both teenagers, and I can tell you, although we don't say no to children, it's not really a family product, so we don't get that many children traveling with us. If we do have children, it tends to be slightly older children, so maybe 12 years and above. And the children we get are very much into the active side of things. So they love the bike tours, and you know, they're very multicultural. They like the short excursion programs. They like their local history. So yeah,
the Christmas cruises as well. Yeah, they love those ones.
Absolutely, absolutely. So although we do sometimes have children cruising, it's not that many. Christopher has asked, do you have many single travelers, and what about single cabins? So I think I kind of answered the single cabins. Yes, we do on those French river ships. There's 4 ships with single cabins with 0% supplement, those French balcony rooms. On the other ships, they're only twin balconies or window staterooms or French balconies. So you're welcome to stay in any of those, and they start at 25% supplement. And solos, yes, we do have maybe about, what would you say on average for solo travelers on board?
Well, it really depends on the time of the year and destination, but between 10-15% of our guests can be solo travelers. Sometimes, yeah.
That's good. That's good. Excellent.
They're very social. Yeah, the way our programs are organized with the entertainment, our tours, the life in the lounge is very social. So we always ensure that those solo travelers, they really feel like they're at the family, and they get engaged with all the guests very, very quickly. So it's we really take good care of solo travelers.
Fantastic. You're very engaged a lot here at the cruise line because we've got lots of questions.
That's good.
That's great.
We do these things from time to time. We get no questions at all. But Sandra has asked, special dietary requirements. You know, I'm gluten-free. Do you cater for me on board?
Okay, can I answer that one?
Yeah, absolutely, Abel. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we cater for all the special food requirements. Yeah, I know what many you will always see which are the gluten-free options, or you can always ask our staff. Actually, our waiters get very attached to our guests, and once they know you after the first night, they know exactly who's gluten-free, who's not, and they always make sure that they give you the right suggestions. And at the same time, in the breakfast, we always have plenty of gluten-free options. And during the entire day in our bar, yeah, we have a gluten-free corner that you can always go to and help yourself.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. I hope that's answered that question for you. And Derek, the last question we've got is the shore excursions we offer. How do I get to book those? Are they likely to be full, or what's the procedure on booking the shore excursions about? Can you do it on board the ship?
Yes, definitely. You can book them in advance if you wish so. If there are some of the tours that you really don't want to miss, a very specific one, so to say, special interest tour, visiting this historical site or this tasting, you can book it beforehand, but you can also do it on board. Yeah, at the beginning of our cruise, the cruise managers will run a cruise overview presentation. We go more into the details of this and that. We're always available for questions. So if somebody comes to us, I really like, I don't know, gardening. So which of the tours can offer me the best gardens or plants, for instance, then we can always recommend you on board. And you don't have to worry too much about the capacity of the space. Yeah, we always prefer if you tell us your choices as early as possible so that we can organize our services, buses, guides. But even if we have a last-minute change, yeah, if in the morning you just wake up and you say, well, I really partied very hard last night and I don't feel like doing a very long walk, I just want to do a very easy tour today, we can switch you from one to the other. Normally it's not an issue at all. We're very flexible on that.
Fantastic. And just a couple more actually which come through, but just very briefly about as a cruise manager, what do you most enjoy about your role on board the ship?
Wow, what a question. Yeah, well, there are many things I love about my job. I definitely love it. Yeah, it really gives me the opportunity of sharing my passion for traveling, and at a very I think it's a really quality product. Yeah, river cruising is probably the most comfortable way to sail in through the countries, as you well mentioned, not just into the countries, but through the countries. And I can really share that passion in many ways with my guests. Yeah, because I can set the expectations before we get to a town, share parts of the history, what I like about that place, about the gastronomy, the culture. We also bring part of even the folklore and local culture when it comes to the entertainment on board. So it's like a very global way to bring that destination to us, both on board and offshore. And that really makes me very happy.
Wow, fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, well, I think I'll leave it there. And I'd like to thank everybody for your patience. We normally time these to about an hour, but we thoroughly enjoyed morning, so it's taken a little bit longer than we would normally do, but I hope you found it of interest. I hope you've enjoyed your tour of the European rivers. I'd like to say a massive thank you to our friends at the cruise line, to Amanda, to Paul, to the team there for inviting us along this morning. And certainly, last but not least, massive thanks to Abel there. I hope you've enjoyed his description of those amazing itineraries that we offer at AmaWaterways, and has given you a better...
Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot for being there.
And Amanda, anything you'd like to say to close?
Just thank you both very much. It's been a great morning, very interesting. And yeah, my colleagues and I are ready, waiting for you if you want to give us a call or email us if you have any further questions after the presentation. We'll be delighted to help you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Abel.
No problem. And thank you, everybody, again for attending. Stay safe, everybody. Keep well. And we look forward to welcoming you on one of our ships in the near future. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.